They're being called in as the white flag is raised. And they're off in the 2023 BoyleSports Irish Grand National over 3 miles, 5 furlongs and 24 fences. They're already at the first. And spread across, it's Fad Attack, Dolcita, Bustleton runs the inside, followed by Espinito Bello as they go uphill to their first of 4 ditches. It's Fad Attack. On the inside, Bustleton with Panda Boy in the farthing line, along with Defi Bleu and Espinito Bello and Dolcita. Mistake by Angel's Dawn in mid-division. Ridden away from fence 2, I Am Maximus as they go to number 3. Fad Attack and fellow Jigginstown runner, Defi Bleu, followed by another one of them, Farceur de Large, Max Flamingo, Bustleton, Fairy Hill Run and Dolcita. A mistake by Champagne Platinum as they race up to fence number 4. It's Fad Attack just leading Defi Bleu and Bustleton. Couple of lengths to Max Flamingo and Farceur de Large, Fairy Hill Run, Dolcita and Am I Right and Espinito Bello is next, being followed by Angel's Dawn. With the quartered cap is Birchdale, and jumping up into mid-division was the Devil's Coachman as they race downhill, having jumped their first 4 fences. And it's Fad Attack, the leader from Defi Bleu, followed by Bustleton, Farceur de Large, the yellow cap on the outside of Max Flamingo, then Dolcita and Fairy Hill Run. The Devil's Coachman not far off them with Am I Right and Panda Boy and the top weight Royal Pagaille. On now to their next fence and their second ditch. It's Fad Attack, the leader, by a couple of lengths. Followed in second place by Defi Bleu. I Am Maximus got a reminder on landing. All standing as it's Fad Attack in front of Defi Bleu. They stretched their lead of 4 to 5 lengths over Farceur de Large, Bustleton, Max Flamingo. Moving up to the leaders, Royal Pagaille and then Dolcita. Now Where or When. The Devil's Coachman, Panda Boy. Fairy Hill Run on the inside of Am I Right. Then Gevrey and Espinito Bello. Followed by Champagne Platinum and Angel's Dawn and Stumptown with Birchdale. 3 fences to bring him to the straight the first time. And the leader is Fad Attack from Defi Bleu, 6 clear of Farceur de Large, Max Flamingo next, with Now Where or When creeping up onto the heels of the leaders. Bustleton there on the inside, then Royal Pagaille and Dolcita and Fairy Hill Run, being followed then by, in the green cap, picking up a bit of ground, the 27-horse Milan Native. On now to the fence on the approach to the straight, far from fluent down the line was Stumptown. It's Fad Attack, the leader from Defi Bleu. A break then to Bustleton and Max Flamingo, Farceur de Large, Royal Pagaille. Now Where or When, and they're followed by Milan Native. Coming together there now Where or When and Royal Pagaille. At the rear of the field is Chemical Energy along with Real Steel. The Gopher tensing all those towards the back as they turn into the 3 fences in the straight. It's Fad Attack and Defi Bleu, not so far in front of Farceur de Large and Max Flamingo. On the rail is Bustleton with Now Where or When, being followed by Milan Native, Fairy Hill Run, Dolcita, Must Be Obeyed. Fad Attack is the leader to the middle fence in the straight from Defi Bleu. Max Flamingo, Bustleton, Farceur de Large, followed by Milan Native and Now Where or When and Dolcita and Fairy Hill Run and Am I Right and Espinito Bello and Panda Boy onto the fence. That'll be the last one next time. Fire Attack and Richie Deegan enjoying a couple of lengths advantage. In second place is Defi Bleu and Gavin Broder, and then Max Flamingo and Connor Maxwell in third. Next on the inside is Bustleton with Dolcita as they come up to pass the winning post. And they're all heading out on their second circuit. Fad Attack leads Defi Bleu, 3 lengths to Max Flamingo, Farceur de Large, Bustleton, Now Where or When, Dolcita Must Be Obeyed next. Followed by the Devil's Coachman and Panda Boy and Fairy Hill Run and Espinito Bello and Birchdale. Am I Right next on the inside, followed by Angel's Dawn. Stumptown being knocked back, Royal Pagaille. Champagne Platinum, Gevrey next with the Gopher. Followed next on the inside by I Am Maximus in the red cap as they head out on their second and final circuit. To the first of 3 uphill fences is Donkey Years as they've passed the halfway stage. Tenzing is next, being followed by Chemical Energy, Punitive Real Steel. Struggling now is Milan Native has dropped right back. with trying to make ground up to mid-division is Stumptown. On to the next. They've got 11 to jump. Fad Attack and Defi Bleu continuing the 1-2. Followed by Max Flamingo. And then Farsur Delage and Now Where or When. Must Be Obeyed has made ground. With close up the Devil's Coachman. Panda Boy Gevrey is on a forward move as they jump this next fence. Am I Right's been pulled up at the back. It is Fad Attack joined by Defi Bleu. And gone there Punitive and Royal Pagaille as it is matching strides. Defi Bleu and Fad Attack. 5 in front of Max Flamingo, making steady ground as Must Be Obeyed. And then Now Where or When, tracked by the Devil's Coachman, Dolcita, Panda Boy, Bustleton's drop back, then Gevrey, Angels Dawn and Espinito Bello. Dropping away is Farsur Delage, racing down to the final 9 furlongs. 8 fences left to jump, and they're more spaced out than they were earlier on, and it is Defi Bleu heading Fad Attack. Being followed then by Must Be Obeyed, being taken out of the race, Bustleton. After Must Be Obeyed, it's Max Flamingo. Now Where or When, Gevrey's improved on the outside. The final ditch brings them to the concluding 7 furlongs. And it is Defi Bleu moving on in front of Fad Attack. A gap then to Now Where or When, Gevrey, the Devil's Coachman, the start cap with Dolcita and Must Be Obeyed, and Max Flamingo next with Panda Boy, Angels Dawn, the Gopher, Farsur Delage, Espinito Bello and Chemical Energy is creeping into contention ahead of Birchdale and Tenzing. The back marker of the leading group is Stumptown. 6 left to jump, 3/4 of a mile to go, and it's Defi Bleu leading the national field over the next from Fad Attack, who made a mistake and has parted company with Richie Deegan. Dolcita has improved on the inside of Now Where or When, then Gevrey. Right with them, the Devil's Coachman, Panda Boy, the Gopher. I Am Maximus from way back is joining the leaders. And then Angels Dawn, followed by Chemical Energy, Tenzing, Farsur Delage. Coming now to the 5th last fence. In the lead is Defi Bleu. Heading to the final half mile, being pulled up is Must Be Obeyed. Out in front is Defi Bleu with 4 to jump from Dolcita, and then Gevrey, Now Where or When, the Devil's Coachman, Angels Dawn, Panda Boy next with I Am Maximus and Tenzing. Homeward bound, and out in front is Defi Bleu from Dolcita, who's moved off in pursuit. Then the Devil's Coachman, Gevrey, Angels Dawn, Panda Boy, Tenzing, I Am Maximus on the outside of Now Where or When. They hit the straight in the final 3 fences in the 2023 BoyleSports Irish Grand National. On the left it is Defi Bleu. On the stand side is Gevrey with Dolcita. Panda Boy almost lost. Tenzing has come to a standstill. Then the Devil's Coachman, Angels Dawn, I Am Maximus, 2 to jump. And it is Defi Bleu from Panda Boy making ground in the centre. Followed then by Dolcita, Gevrey, I Am Maximus digs in, then Angels Dawn. The Devil's Coachman can't give any more. And sweeping on the near side is Gevrey. Gevrey will lead over the last. From on the inside is Defi Bleu. I Am Maximus is pouring home in the centre. Dolcita the near side. And it's I Am Maximus and Paul Townend for an Irish National. I Am Maximus wins it from Gevrey. In 3rd place was Defi Bleu, Dolcita, Panda Boy, and the only other finisher is 16, the mare Angels Dawn.
Well, what a day it's been for this man, Paul Townend. He has just won the BoyleSports Irish Grand National for the first time, and I Am Maximus to complete a quick fire treble. Brian Hayes is not too happy with you, Paul, but I'll tell you what, a lot of other people were very, very pleased to see that horse win. Well done.
Thanks very much. Brian probably owed me it from Cheltenham. He robbed me in the mares, so what goes around comes around. But no, we always thought he had the ability if he got his jumping right. It took us a long time to get it right today even, but we banked on one jump at the last and we got it.
Just talk me through the race, because I must admit from the outside looking in, I thought you were in trouble 3 or 4 times. From the word go, he just didn't seem to be in any sort of rhythm, did he?
No, I went down the inside in him and he got worried out of it and he was jamming on at fences, and I went down there to try and keep him straight because he had a tendency to go left. But after doing a circuit, I said, I'm at nothing here. I was actually taken out of the race probably at that stage even, and I kept hunting away. And when Royal Pagaille, Rich's horse, actually fell up into Ballyhack and nearly frightened him a little bit, opened his eyes and he came back on and he says, you know, they're after going to gallop and I thought going out it was going to be a war of attrition after riding Easy Game, the chase course, and just kept chipping away at them, and he got there in the end.
I suppose it was a double-edged sword because he is a horse when he's in the clear he tends to go to his left. I'd imagine that's why you were on the inside originally, and he did show that tendency at times again.
He did plenty of times, and it was, do you let him do it? But he was getting him going forward. He was faster going left than he was jamming on behind horses, so I just took a chance.
Yeah, and coming here today, did you think you had a right chance? Ruby seemed to be pretty sweet on him, I must say.
It depended on where it was for after a circuit, and what gallop they went. If they hadn't gone a true gallop, I'd have no chance coming from where it was. So a lot was out of my control.
How satisfying was that, Paul, to win the Irish Grand National in that style, just pouncing after the last? I'd say there aren't many better buzzers.
No, very, very. It's it's brilliant riding Grade 1 winners. Everyone wants to ride them, and you want to keep them as simple as you can. But in big handicaps, competitive races like that, you need a lot of luck to go your way, and you have to make a lot of calls throughout the race. So it gives you probably a little bit more
self-belief.
Yeah, it gives you a little more of a thrill.
And to get on that Irish Grand National Roll of Honour, I mean, you've plenty of years left in you, hopefully, but still, it's an important box to tick, I'd say.
It is. I thought coming here last year with Gevrey and Manila, I had a real live chance, and he came up short, and it wasn't until late on that I got the ride in Am Maximus, so it's the old saying, when you're going out and one of Willie's, you have a chance.
Not a bad way to shed the novice tag. I presume this horse, you feel, has a bit more to give, does he?
I think he does. When I got stuck into him, he galloped all the way through the line. He's loads of ability. Danny, in fairness to him, riding him in the Grade 1s, I'd got betting him in a few beginners, and Danny rode him in Grade 1s and got a good rhythm on him, and he learned from every run.
That was the final leg, and by far the most important of the treble, Paul. But Asterion Forlange kicked it off earlier on. I'm sure it was a good thrill for the whole yard to see him win another race.
Brilliant to get him back, improved from thirdless, and can probably improve a little bit again. 2.5, he stays further, and he actually behaved himself quite well today.
I'm sure you knew well who was upside you, or trying to get upside you come the line. Big run from Monkfish.
Massive run from him. Delighted to see him come, and delighted to see him not go by me. He can only improve as well, I'd imagine, and I definitely recognise the head when I seen it coming.
As you mentioned, Easy Game did have fortune on his side in the Grade 2 chase, but win, lose or draw, he's some serving that horse, isn't he? He's won an absolute stack of races.
Unbelievable, yeah. He was the one in the race that hadn't had a run, and we popped out. We came down to straight tired, all of us, and look, unfortunately for Mark and Janadil, they came down, but I've been that person as well, so we got a bit of luck today.
It was actually a very similar type of fall. I don't know if you get to see it back.
I haven't seen it back, no.
But jump it okay.
Yeah, I would look from behind. You're always looking at him in case they're on the ground, but I was as surprised as anyone because he seemed to be over the fence.
Paul, what a run it's been over the last few weeks, and I suppose the only way to go and top this now is to win the Grand National entry next Saturday. What about that?
It would be nice. It would be very nice. We take every day as it comes, and we're just in a very privileged position, and don't take. It's definitely not taken for granted by me, and I think I go there with a live chance as well.
Yeah, you're in that position for good reason, and I think everyone's assuming you'll ride Gaillard de Manille, but has that actually been finalised yet?
No, it won't be finalised till the last hour. We'll see what the weather's doing over there and how they travel over. But he's a class horse. Been to Cheltenham. Winner in Cheltenham, Grade 1 winner. Carefully selected thrown in there as well, and if they're getting the rain, they say they're getting over there, definitely bring him into the reckoning. And
the boss man is not here today. I think he's watching in from home, but what he's done over the last few days, I think even by his high standards, is a bit extraordinary, isn't it?
It's unbelievable. At least I managed to get on a couple more of them today than yesterday.
Yeah, this is one you won't forget. Paul, listen, enjoy the celebrations. Delighted. Thanks a lot.
Thanks very much, Gary.
Thank you.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.